Rashi's not here too. Come. You was not here. Come on. Come here, sweetheart. Rashi's not here. Okay, let me know if Rash is here, okay? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So all of these people are competing to be vice president before the summer. So whoever get there first will get a special cruise, expensive one, having some fun, and everything. And make sure you don't get pregnant. Somebody get in that thing, okay? Now, the first questions I'm going to have them for them. Let me start with Lucinda, Nathan, Marlene, Savi, Jude, Nikki. That's the name, okay, in case you have questions for them. Now, do you think, the first question is, do you think you're going to win the quiz by being the first vice president? That's the first question, okay? And that's going to be the first question. That's the first one for everybody. Let's go. Do you think you're going to be the first vice president among all of them by major?
Yes. I'm going to be number one.
It's only one number one. So I am going to be number one, and I'll make sure, they got a distance between us.
Yes, let's say my name is Resy. My wife and I, we are fighting to be number one. There's no choice about it. We have to fight to get this because, even though we're going to Bahamas, we're going to get the next trip,
Well, my name is Jude Pierre Tranquille, for those who don't know me yet.
That's right. Come on, Jude.
Jumanji. Well, those guys, they think that they're going to be number one, but Nikki and I, we don't think. We know that we're going to be the number one. So there's only one number one, right?
Now, the next question, hold the mic. The next question is, why you think you're going to be number one? What do you do? Okay? Why do you think you will beat the others? What strategy you are using now? How your work schedule now? Why is your work schedule compared to what they have that make you think you're going to be the number one?
That's a good question.
Well, I just started, so I'm going to push for it. I'm just getting everything in line, but it just took time. But we're going to work on it for February, March, and April. I'm going to be on RVP.
Good.
Yeah.
So, what am I going to do? That's a secret.
Yes.
I don't want anybody to beat me, so I'm going to beat me. Okay, so I'm just going to use Resy system, interviewing and the orientation in the field training, and then licensing, then promotion. That's just my major and major. That's what he said, right? Major and major. That's what I'm going to use.
Guys, that's our time to brag. Let people know what you're going to do. There's no secret winner here, Just it's time to talk, open your mouth, because you never know what the next person is going to say. And you're going to wish you could have the mic back and it's over. So make sure you hit. My dad told me, son, when you're fighting, make sure you hit first. Don't be like, hey, oh, hit me first. No. He said, no. Make sure you hit first and hit hard. Bah. So, what make you think you're going to beat them, and what strategy you're using, to beat them compared to what they have?
Well, like she said, because it's a secret. Because they might not have no strategy right now, then I just go ahead and spit it out. They took my strategy, So, but I'm still going to give something. Okay, what I'm going to do, the first thing, more for me to go ahead and be the first regional vice president, my work ethic got to be 100%. As the first thing. Second one, I got to be 100% focused. And in case, in order for me to beat them, I got to start beating them while here in the office. That means that, I got to make sure that, that I got more guests here. I got to make sure that, I got more teammates here. I'm not gonna keep going. You guys are taking polo right now.
Okay, Savi, go ahead, get your mic.
Okay, guys, this is RVP, Savvy, and Marlon Sinal in the mic now. Okay, because 2020, definitely that this is our year to get this baby done. Okay, to sign the contract, you know, to do what our uplies did, like RVP Jenunu and RVP Wood. They are a great example for us. So the most important thing is, like, you know, you dream, you believe, and you work to achieve it.
That's right.
You believe, you dream, and you believe, and you put the work to achieve it. So we're going to do all what we can, all what we have in our power to be the number one, and God will be will do the rest.
Amen.
I feel some kind of shaking in the voice of Savvy. I don't know what's going on.
You scared?
Regarding strategy, of course we would not want to give the secret, just like they said, because if you're my competitors, but anyway, even though I give the strategy to you guys, listen. So, this is what we've been doing. This is the same thing that we're going to continue doing. But of course, we believe in something that's called PDCA, that stands for Plan, Do, Check, and Adjust. Of course, we're going to keep planning the thing that we need to plan, we need to do, basically, with our RVP. And as we're going to start taking massive actions, which is prospecting people, talking to new people, which is interviewing new people, recruiting new people. As you guys know, the name of the game is recruiting, and field training new people, and licensing new people, and of course, promoting new people. So we have some people that's on the line to get promoted. We have Melinda right now, she's fighting for her district leader promotion. Esther got hers a few months ago. We have two brand new teammates, and right now we have TT right there, and she just got her orientation done, so she's super excited. So, and we have Sida as well. She just signed her IBA right now. Sida, right? Show of hands. Let them show us here. So we're super excited, and nothing incredible, nothing great has ever been done by only one person. If you want to talk about greatness, just show me a team of people, and now we can talk about greatness. So this is what we're focusing on. But we know, after all, not by might, not by our power, but by the Spirit of God, for sure. If we do what we need to do, and what we don't have to do will be done anyway. So this is what we believe in.
Amen.
Now, how do you guys value the regional vice president position? How do you guys value it? Because we know you look at anything without seeing the value. How do you guys value it? And how do you guys value it? And next year, by this time, where would people find you and income? Next year, by this time, when the people who are not interested really come, where would they find you and income?
Well, when I first came here in the business, when RVP Jennifer showed me, when she was doing orientation, and she showed me the promotion guideline when it comes to rep, senior rep, district, division, regional, and RVP. And one thing that caught my attention was, if I'm a rep, I help a family with an 83.3, like pretty much $84 life insurance plan, I will make $250. If I'm a senior rep, I do the same work for the same period of time, which is less than 2 hours, I'll get paid $350. And if I'm a district, I do the same work, the same period of time, I would get paid $500. But what really caught my attention was, if I'm an RVP, I do the same work for the same period of time, less than 2 hours, I would have made $1,100. I said, And that's the way. That's where I gotta be. I ain't gotta be like rep or senior rep or district or division. RVP is it's really the place to be.
That's right.
And one thing that happened during my career in Pro-America, in order to confirm that, I remember one day I helped a client. I have a family with his life insurance plan, and at that time the company paid me $750. But since I'm a T, I don't know for those who don't know what T is, with detail-oriented type of person, and I check on the system, I see if I were in RVP, how much money I would have gotten paid. For the same work, the same period of time, if I were in RVP at that time, I would have made $1,500.
Wow.
Can you guys imagine?
Wow.
700 as opposed to $1,500. So that's a big deal. And the last thing was income-wise. Next year by this time, we're gonna be in RVP with a rank on it. Because
Amen.
you cannot be, when you're an RVP, how you decorate the RVP is by putting a rank on it, right, baby?
That's right.
So, which is gonna be $100,000, at least $100,000 a year. So that's it.
Okay, let's give up for It's not the same question. I don't remember the questions, but same questions. What did I say?
He said, I'll do it for you next year. What's your income gonna be like
Good.
when they find you?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say to move forward, you have to be excited, first of all, to be so grateful for the position you are in right now. You have to recognize where you're at, and you know exactly where you're going. Because if you're not valued where you're at today, you won't be able to make it to the top. Because sometimes some people would like to be in your shoes. They are not. But as a regional leader, that's mean a lot of things, right, David? Say yes. Yeah, that's a big deal. With 70% contract, that's a big deal. So my wife and I, we're going to definitely work on it. Let's say, as you know, guys, my story, I started the business part-time. I had 2 jobs. Okay? One Wednesday night, I came here to a meeting like this. I know in Pro-America people make big money. I know I work with Shalma, the first $1 million earner in the company. I know I work with Teichler, is making $450K every year. I know, I hear all those big amounts. But most of the time, when you don't see, you don't believe. One night I came here, I see my coach Resy making this night $17,059. I cannot forget this amount because that's this amount that I need. I cannot forget it. No, I'm telling you. I say, no. If Coach Resy can do it, it's a question of time. It's a question of time. He has been in the business for 6 years. He used to make $17,000 every year. Now he's making $17,000 a month, $18,000 a month, $20,000 a month. Why not me? If he can do it, I definitely can do it. But only one thing, the price that he paid, I have to pay the price. Paying the price is what? It's not something hard. It's do the same thing that he did. He came here, he get oriented by someone. He has been coachable for a couple of years. Listen to what the coach told him to do, so he get to that position. He paid the price. Go spend like 4 days in class. Now we're so happy for the new people. You just spend 2 days. And you don't need to drive far. You come to this beautiful office where you got great teacher teaching you everything. You understand? So I do believe, my wife and I would believe that to achieve this position, RVP, and put the ring, we have to play big. We have to stop doing what we used to do back in days. Because if you want to have a different result, you have to change your behavior, the way you see the business. We have to take it more serious.
Right.
Okay? So if Coach Resy can do it, all of you guys can do it. It's just a question of time. It's just we need to make a decision to make it happen. And I always say that everybody in this room, if you stay motivated, If you women standing in the trend, you will get the financial independence. Because America are leading you guys to one destination, which is financial independence. See you on the top, guys.
Where will you be next year by this time?
Yeah, by this time, next year by this time, oh, that's a long time. It's like, definitely a wing. RVP making over $100,000 a year, okay? Happy to go to all the trips in America, especially this weekend, I'm telling you guys. My wife and I, we're so happy, we're sleeping, we're smiling. Because by Sunday we go to Bahamas. And guess what? We don't need no money. We have like $400 Bahamas bucks. That's the $400 money waiting for us over there so that we can spend.
Oh my.
That's pretty awesome.
All right. The question is how value the RVP contract, right?
Yes.
There we go. This is how I take a look at it. I look at that contract like, I can't compare it to them, but I'm going there for some people that know this franchise, McDonald's, Burger King, let's say for example, Subway, even Planet Fitness, and YouFit, you look at a few gyms and stuff like that. If you had to compare that contract, which is like, the RVP contract, 110% contract, I would have to go that route to go ahead and compare them. But you can't really compare them. So that's the closest I can get. Because being an RVP, it's a pretty big deal. Because being an RVP, you have no limit. Because when you, for example, I met a client that said he wants to open a Subway where nobody can't open it. He cannot. Why he cannot open it? Because the city say too much Subways. Okay, but he can. But the city cannot say too many RVPs.
No.
They can't say it. So for me, I'm looking at that contract. I cannot wait. Yesterday I forgot to eat until 7:30 p.m. and that's when I remember that I haven't eaten anything all day. And because I'm chasing that contract, I want to get there. And that's technically my franchise. And that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it just like your franchise. Now, next year at that time, I would be making over $100,000 a year. And there was no way that, I'm going to let Savvy and Jude and Lucinda go ahead and make $100,000 before me. I mean, the cause is one, but everything starting from now on is a competition. You're not leaving me. It's either we go together. Somebody gonna hit that mark before somebody, or well, clap for the person that's get there first. It's gonna be me, and then we take it from there.
Yeah.
I tell you, this RVP position, I don't sleep until I really get tired. My mind is always about Primerica, about RVP, about freedom of your time, then freedom of your income, about financial independence, being able to not worry about money. I'm at that age now, I don't really need money, but I want to do this. I want to do this for my kids so that they don't have to work. I want them to have the freedom to not work so that they can take over the business or sell the company. It don't matter to me, but I want them to have freedom. My daughter is in the military right now. She's in Georgia. But you remember they had called people out to
Iraq.
to, where is that again? My mind is already like, okay. But they've already, what they call drafted, or not drafted, but
Deployed.
deployed troops.
Deployed.
And I was so scared. My daughter's only 18. She wanted to do this because there's not much freedom here. There's not much jobs here. So she was looking in a career like her brother. Her brother is in the Army too, and he's in intelligence. So she went into intelligence, but she loves it. I don't. I worry every night. When's she gonna get called? Or just for her to be out there in Georgia by herself. I worry. She drove here last weekend. She visited just to come and see me. And I was shocked because I didn't even know I was in training. And I was supposed to go to the big event and I couldn't go because she was here. But that is the reason I value this position, RVP. There's only two positions in this company. It's RVP to be or RVP. So if you're in the rep level, you're a senior rep, your district, your division, your regional leader, you're RVP in training, and you have the best trainer. I know, I've been around a long time, I've gone to conventions, I've gone to leadership seminars and so forth, but you know, it's time for me, and you got the right office. You just learn from the coach. The coach did it, he's proof, his upline is proof. Just tell that story to people, because if he can do 17, even 15,000 a month, who makes 15,000 a month? Who makes 10,000 a month? Would 5,000 help you? Would 10,000 help you? What kind of quality of life would you start having when you start making that 10,000 mark a month? And it's possible, but you know why? There's a crusade. The company wants us to help out. One is to free the family of the debt issues, of what not being protected, and give them a roadmap to be financially independent. The second mission is to dominate in 2020. What does that mean? 10 years domination, right? They want us to close insurance companies that are hurting consumers. They want us to close down the banks, teach people to move their money over to our company so that they have a better chance to become financially independent. That's correct. You know the banks are not helping, the insurance companies are not helping. So I want to inject to you that's in front. This is the opportunity. If I was your age, I'd be running after this. I work and I have to work until I can fire my job. And that's my first goal, is to fire my job. Try to get this cruise and go number one, RVP.
Yeah.
So now I love this coach because he put us up here to compete. And that's because it's gonna motivate you guys to compete. So who's the next RVP in the room? Because you guys can bypass us anytime. It doesn't take long to be an RVP. If you put the work to it, you can go from rep to regional vice president. I know it can happen. All right?
Yes.
So that's a challenge. You can beat all of us here for the cruise. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so my income level for 2021 would be just like Coach, hopefully, 17,000 a month. I don't care about the 100,000 a year. I want the 17,000 a month. You can do it. I want to do it. You know?
Yes.
That's it. Now, last questions and 1 minute each of you. Nate, your first month after you got licensed, just like in London, you and your wife, you made over $4,000 and you were part-time, was working at Home Depot, I think. And at the same time, right? Let me just give you the mic. What advice would you tell the people at the back, like Valerie, I mean, the people, I mean, to say, on the back, you know, how fast they could go, even starting from now, because this year is not a year to play.
All right. Like Coach say, first month part-time, I remember it. What makes me go crazy in the business is I was working for Home Depot. I would say tech. Somebody want to change this carpet, I can measure this whole building, trace it just exactly the way it is right now. I was at Cocoa Beach doing the measurement. And then my wife called me, say Russia coming and pick her up and for training. And then went and do the training, and then she called me 2 hours later. She said, I'm home, I'm waiting for the kids. I said, okay, no problem, great. I said, what kind of job is that? You're already home 2 hours. She said, yeah, when you coming back home? I say, not yet. And I said, okay then, but how much money will you make for working for 2 hours? She said, I just make $1,100 in 2 hours by having 2 clients. I said, what? And I was at Coke Beach trying to finish a measurement. For that day, I would make only $200 because I was getting paid $25 an hour. So at that time, that's when I realized like I got to do something. Then I went and get my license first month. Part-time, I went and make over $4,000, very part-time. And then I called my boss December 3rd. I remember that day, and I called him, Mr. Lewis, I'm not coming to work. He said, Nate, you're killing me. What you mean? We'll pay you $25 an hour. Because I was personal trainer at the same time, so we talk like like kind of, you know, like friends and stuff. He said, nah, you playing. I said, no, I'm not. He said, let me call somebody, yes, put on the line. So just to make sure that I got a witness. I said, no problem. You go ahead and call another supervisor. I said, yes, guys, I'm not going back to work tomorrow. And they say, okay, what happened? I said, no, my wife is doing something, I'm going to join. They said, what is that? I said, primary. They said, you crazy. I said, okay, then no problem. I'll go ahead and do it. And then that was December 3rd. And I went to my wife, I said, babe, I got your birthday present. Her birthday is on December 4th. So I quit the day before, so the next day I can take her out. I said, tomorrow we're going out. She said, what about you not going to work? I said, no, I quit. I never looked back since. So for me, my advice to y'all guys, a lot of new people here, you haven't using your market yet. And I would advise you to go to your people, because you got a lot of people that you haven't reached out to. And I got proof that I got somebody in this office right now, which is when it was crunch time, it's time for him to go, you know, willing to go to district leader. I closed 3 sisters in less than 15 days. And for him, with his Audrey. You know, so your market, you haven't used it yet. So for you to move from rep to district, even to division, if you use your market, it can take you there. Because that's exactly what I did. I went down and see my mom, and I tell everybody, let me see your life insurance. In one house, I was $7,000. And then that's all I had to do. So that's exactly my advice. Go out there and make it happen. Don't play with the contract. Don't sit down on rep, because rep is not. It's just to get you in, but it's not for you to stay there. It's for you to move to district division, and then regional leader. I want to see your guys sit here when I beat all of them for the quiz, and then we can replace. Your guys out here to replace us, so your guys are the next group. So my advice: go get it.
Yes.
That's it.
That's right.
So Savi, next you have a different question. Savi, you've been making money since since you've been part-time. We're making like $1,500. I remember one day I went to Savi. That was the first time I said to someone here, "Yo, why are you still part-time? Because you're making $1,500 average for the past 3 months. What's going on? What's wrong with you?" So Savi, what would you tell the people that are part-time, they still have the job, and you have 2 jobs and you are making $1,500 a month with the limited time that you have? What would you tell the part-timers right now in 55 seconds?
What I can say for America is, like, let's say, the first month, by the time you're 30 to get your license, you might make the bonus only. But since you get the license, you get the promotion, a while at a time, you will be overpaid. That's what America is about. You can start the first month you're learning, because people go to school for 4 years, they don't make no money. They just pay money. But here, at the first month, you got a bonus. Okay? So my story is different from Nathan. Nathan started making big money. But when I was in Haiti and I had my beautiful wife here, and I said to my wife, baby, to come here, to stay here, because I had a lot of construction going on in Haiti, some stuff going on. And I said, to stay here, I need to start making $25 per hour, because back in my country, the bills, they come like every year. But I see here, it's like daily you pay bills. Not even monthly. People say monthly. No, it's daily, because we got different bills. And I said, to be honest with you, to stay, I need to start making $25 per hour. She said, what did you say, baby?
I would be a nurse or a doctor.
Exactly. She asked me, are you going to be a nurse, a doctor? I said, okay, I might not going to be a nurse, a doctor, but that's what I want. My first job, it was like $8.05. It was shocked. So when I came to America, I get my license. Not only I get $300 bonus, they pay me to study. And then the first 1 hour that I worked, the company, they paid me $766.39. And I said, baby, this is my opportunity. This is what I'm talking about. This is my job.
Okay. So, Yeah, good job. So, these people, they made $7,000, 200. Okay,
And $66. $7,266.
$66. What about this? Anyway. So, there's no limit on how much you can make. So, Nikki, when you and your husband received that $7,000 in 1 month, you almost touched the RVP income. How do people feel when they start making 7 to more a month?
So regarding the income, I just when I did like the calculations when I used to work a job as opposed to doing Primerica, like number one thing like I told myself was that when I was working a job, I was working a lot harder and I was making less money. And then like when I did the calculations, I used to be a supervisor at a hotel, and like working overtime, I would make $1,800 to $2,000 working overtime. So I said, this is something that we did actually in 2 weeks. That was in November. That was like from the middle of November to December 1st. What's the dates, baby?
November 19th to December 4th.
Hey!
Thank you. Right, so that was something that we did in 2 weeks. So I asked myself, when I had a job, the most I would make is like $2,000 working a bunch of overtime. And we made that, so I was like 1 month, 2 months. So it would take me 2.5 months to make what I used to make, what we did in Primerica took us 2 weeks. It took us 2.5 months, like 2.5 months at my job it would have taken. So I was just like, if this is just something that we did with a 60% contract, imagine if we had a 110% contract. So that means we would have made like double that money. So that means with the same effort, actually with the same effort, we would have made about $1,300. So that's what I was just thinking. It's just like, it's unlimited income, like it's a bunch of money. All you have to do is just put work behind it and you'll make the money.
Wow.
That's right.
So, they love you so much, they want to sing for you guys. So, with your leaders, why don't you want to stand up and sing for everybody?
We're not singing for you, but we believe that we gon' win. We believe that we gon' win. We believe that we gon' win. We believe that
Wow. Wow. Guys, we don't have